Definitely, and we're on Fight TV right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm with Angela Santa Barbara, the New York State Assemblyman. Um, Mr. Santa Barbara, how great is this for the casino? It's a newer casino, correct? And how great is this that it's sold out, one of the biggest events in the casino's history?
Well, Rivers just celebrated its 1-year anniversary, and I tell you, it's getting better with each passing day, and the best is yet to come. I said that when we celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and here we are. This is something we had talked about when we were fighting for the legislation to legalize the sport of MMA here in New York State, and having these athletes come here now to compete. They know that they can get to the professional level. Makes a big difference. We're seeing the sport being talked about. We're seeing it elevated to new levels. We're seeing opportunities open up. But one of the things that we fought for in this legislation, one of the things we've always talked about is the local impact. We have 1,000 people here, some visiting Schenectady for the first time. We talked about this. Everything we talked about in the legislation is happening here in one event tonight. It's very exciting to see. It's exciting to see that new people are coming to Schenectady, coming for MMA, but staying for everything else that's great upstate community has to offer.
Most definitely, you're talking about the impact in the local community. I'm coming from Long Island. Everyone's staying in the local hotels. You can see the area in Schenectady being built up, the apartments going up,
Yep.
The casino continues building, these nice apartments, businesses coming in. What's going to continue drawing people with the fights like this?
Well, I think Rivers has been a great partner for the city. They have made a significant investment here, as you can see all around us. And the whole Mohawk Harbor side, it's not just the casino. People are coming here that have not been to Schenectady in a while saying, wow, I didn't know what happened here. But the events like this that draw the crowd, this is the sport of the future. And we are seeing it here tonight. We are seeing people that this event was sold out. We are seeing people already asking, when is the next event? And I know Rivers is not going to let us down. I know they're talking about another event already, and we may see several of these throughout the year, and we couldn't ask for anything more because this sport is powerful. We are seeing a powerful room tonight. We are seeing local athletes perform at their best. It doesn't get any better than this. The big winners tonight, tourism and the local economy, no doubt about it. It's great to see it all happening here in the Electric City.
Most definitely, and as you know, in New York State right now, there's another amateur promotion going on, and then there's UFC in Brooklyn. UFC had all the crazy nonsense going on with the Irishman, but everyone starts here in the local promotion. We have King Mo from Bellator in the house, another possible celebrity coming in. Amateur promotions, where it at?
Yeah, we are seeing more and more people wanting to get involved. There's a demand for this sport, and we are seeing more athletes now want to participate that maybe didn't want to before. But again, that legislation, passing that, knowing there's a professional level, knowing you can fight the home game now. You can play the home game in front of the home crowd. You have your family, your friends, your relatives here. We see people cheering, supporting these local fighters, and they have a passion for this sport. They want to compete in this sport, but they want to be able to do it. They want to be able to get to the professional level. The legislation changed the game here in New York, and it was long overdue, but now we're seeing the benefits of the sport, and we're seeing the benefits to our local communities like Schenectady, all across the upstate region.
Most definitely, and Mr. Angelo Santa Barbara, we appreciate you taking the time and supporting MMA like you have and being an important role in passing the legislation in New York.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And again, I want to welcome everybody to Electric City, and I want to thank Rivers. I want to thank Cage Wars. I want to thank all the partners that made this happen. And thank you to all of our great fans. As you know, we have the best fans in the world, and we certainly have the best athletes.
Most definitely, and we appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's Angelo Santa Barbara, the New York State Assemblyman from New York, doing a phenomenal job helping promote amateur MMA in general, but amateur especially. So he does a phenomenal job. And right now we have Mike Taylor versus Benjamin Horton coming up. Another welterweight fight. What can we expect, Will Barry?
Mike Taylor's been around a long, long time. I have watched a lot of his fights, reffed him, cornered him. He's a journeyman. He fights. What I have noticed, though, is now he's got Jay Ingleson in his corner and King Mo, which means he's got some serious coaches finally. He never had any real coaches. Let's see if it pays off.
Most definitely. You're having someone like King Mo in your corner. It's going to help dividends.
It's going to give you some confidence, that's for sure.
Most definitely.
As you just heard, 27 amateur fights.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
His opponent fighting out of the blue corner, representing Clinton Street Kickboxing from New York. He has a fight record of 4 wins, 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Horton. Your official for this bout is Mr. Mike Walter.
Mike Taylor's 5-18, as the ring announcer mentioned, and Benjamin Horton's 4-5, and this is a welterweight fight. Cage Wars 36, Schenectady Casino Resort.
Mike looks like he wants to push that action, get into that clinch, and work.
You know, this is the first we've actually seen someone work against the cage in that clinch.
Mike tends to be most comfortable close this way. You know, he doesn't like to work his way in as much, so once he's in, he's a lot more comfortable.
Nice body lock right there by Horton.
Nice turn. Now Taylor up against the cage. Let's see if he can keep him there.
He's got to pull those hips in. If you notice, there's a little air and space between them. You're not going to get too many people down when your hips are away.
And his hands are real high, too.
Yep.
He's got to get on that hip.
A lot of wrestlers like to call it the gable grip. Some, if you're in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin grip. Depending on where you're from is what the grip's called. But get that grip, pull it in, elbows tight, drop it down around the waist, and get your hips in tight.
He got the trip. Let's see what Taylor can do from the bottom. He closes up that guard, controls ahead.
And if you notice, there's no shin guards on either of these fighters, so this is a full ground and pound fight, so he could go to the head if he'd like.
Which is exactly why Taylor's keeping his head close to his opponent's head.
Most definitely, and that's one of the better defenses you can do right there without escaping. Good hand control right there by Horton.
Horton doing a good job, throwing some rabbit punches in there. He's going to have to do more, though. He's going to have to try to push. He's going to have to try to pass.
I was just about to mention that to you, Barry. How important is it to get over?
You know, it's extra important. Since they changed the scoring criteria, you've got to be pushing for submissions. You've got to be pushing to end the fight. They wanted to get away from lay and pray, which is a good thing.
As they say, those who hesitate lose, so you got to always be active and moving, always looking for that transition. Big body shots, though, by Horton. Work that body right in his ribs, and hopefully he can work something else. And there he is. Look, just what we mentioned, he's getting to the side.
And he's flustering Taylor. Taylor better do something. Walter's in there. He's not really hurt, but he's not acknowledging the strikes. He's not really intelligently defending. He's turning his back. That's not a good sign.
Horton's
This might be over quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Mike Walter called it.
If Mike Taylor really wasn't protecting himself, you have to intelligently protect yourself, which is more than just laying there with your arms up.
Yes, and you know, and here's the thing too, the referee is giving you instructions, and they're saying move, they're saying defend, and if you're not going to respond to their instructions, they are going to call the fight for your safety.
And Mike Taylor leans over and asks the judge, who's right next to him alongside the cage, and he goes, is it really a stoppage? And he goes, yes. So
I don't know what he expects, so he turned his back to his opponent. He was not defending. He was not trying to get to his back. He was not trying to create some distance.
Not at all. You got to protect yourself. It's important. It's not just lay there and cover yourself. You got to move. You got to get up.
It's not the man who can take the most punishment. That's not the name of the game.
Most definitely. And Benjamin Horton moves to 5-5 in his amateur career, and he continues to fight at welterweight. So solid victory for him in round 1. We're going to go up to the ring announcer for the official decision in just a moment.
And if any fight fans at home are wondering, that was a good stoppage by Mike Walter.
It most definitely was. There's plenty of. And here's the official announcement.
And now to the official card. At 2 minutes, 7 seconds into the first round, by way of technical knockout and referee stoppage, for your winner, Benjamin Horton.
I didn't catch the time on that one, Will, did you?
No, I did not. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, it was probably about a minute
halfway
or so.
through the round.
I'll catch it later for you, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are curious.
Jay Engelson, Mike Taylor's coach, kind of explaining to him why the ref stopped it. You know, he's kind of a little bit unsure. Even with 20-something fights, you should be sure at that point.
Most definitely. I agree 100%. We just finished the 6th fight of the evening out of 14 fights. So we got a handful more to go, and this is Cage Wars 36 on Fight TV.
Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, make your way out into the concourse right over here to my right to pick up some ice-cold beverages. Beer, soda, mixed drinks, whatever your heart desires, are all on sale right outside the event center. Also stop into the various booths lining the hallway heading out into the hotel Stop by and see our friends from Powerhouse Athletics.
So, well, like we said, if you're watching on Fight TV and you want to join us in the conversation or interact with us, tweet us. Find me, Giblitz77. That's JIBLITZ 77. Will's Iron Will.
Iron Will Berry. Iron Will Berry.
Iron Will Berry.
B-A-R-Y.